Okay guys, first thing we're going to learn in Final Cut Friday is what's going on, guys? It's your boy The Gorilla from Gorilla Media, and lately I've been, thinking about starting my little YouTube channel and really wanting y'all to take the journey with me. So what I want to do is every Friday I'm going to be starting a Final Cut Friday. What does that mean exactly? It means exactly what it means. If you are a Final Cut Pro user, or if you are beginner, intermediate, advanced, any of that, I just want to be able to share a little bit of tips, tricks, tutorials of something that I wanted to know whenever I first started, or just as I'm learning, I just want to be able to pass on the information. So please take the journey with me. Let's ride. This is Final Cut Friday Volume 1. Okay guys, first thing we're going to learn in Final Cut Friday is how to open, start a library, how to start your project, and how to import and organize all of your footage as you're shooting it into Final Cut Pro, shooting it in there, you're just throwing it in there, you're throwing all your footage in there, and you're like, man, why is it going everywhere? Well, we're going to create libraries, we're going to create a lot of little clean areas to where you're going to know exactly where all of your footage is at. So you know what? Let's go. So one of the first things you're going to want to do, obviously, is open up Final Cut Pro X. As you can see, I have 10.4.8. I believe this will probably work on all of them, but I already started a library right here. But what I'm going to do is, just for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to open up a brand new library. So you're going to go up, you're going to go to File, New, Library. And once you go to library, you're going to go select exactly, basically, if you know a Mac, you know your way around it, and you can choose exactly where you want to save it at. So right here, I'm just going to rename it Final Cut Pro X Tips. Let's just call it 2 because I already have one on there. So we're going to click save. As you can see, we have a library right here. With this one, I'm going to go ahead and just close this one out just so it's not there, and you're just able to see one right here. So one of the good things about libraries is you can store all of your projects and different things. It's basically one main hub that's going to allow you to have, let's say if you have one artist or one company and you have all of their stuff stored into one library. So you're going to have one library and you can have plenty projects of all of their footage and everything. So let's go ahead and move into the library. So we're going to go to File, we're going to go to New, and right here on Project, this is where you're going to be able to just set everything. Okay, so we have project name. We're going to name it Tips 1. And that's just because I'm showing y'all some tips, some tricks, some pointers, all that good stuff. So then in event, I really don't mess with that as much. That's kind of just 3/19/20. It's just kind of the date that we're on. So that's all it is. And then right here on video, this is where you're going to select what you want your timeline to be. So if you're shooting in 4K, you do 4K, or if you do 1080, or if you do 1080 scale up to 4K, you always want to make sure your timeline is basically what you want to be at. So I'm going to do 4K. Obviously, this is already set up 4K. And then right here, I do 23.98, which is 24 frames a second. And it's pretty solid. Most people shoot 24 frames or 30 frames. So yeah. And then right here on rendering, I typically leave it. This has nothing to do really with your quality at the end. It's really just your rendering process on what you're going to be seeing as your project renders out. So typically I kind of stay right here. It's a high quality. You're going to be able to see a lot of what you're doing and a lot of the minor tweaks and details. So right here on stereo, you just leave this on stereo, leave this on 48. You're typically good to go. So click OK. Bam. So now you see your project right here, which is in your library that's right over here. So you have your library, you have your project. So now what you're going to want to do is you right click right here. You can either right click or you can go up here. You can go to import media. I typically like to right click, so I right click on my mouse, I click import media, and then right here you just go to wherever you want to go to. So wherever you have your media at, I'm going to come right here just so I can show y'all something really quick. So I have some footage in here. So this is going to be all of the film and stuff that I organized for a music video that I just did. So I'm just going to click right here. You can click shift and then you can select from the top one to the bottom one. It just works like you're in your Finder or anywhere else on your Mac. And then you can come over here. You come to create new event. Right here, your event name, I like to just say film, just because everything is going to be in there. All of my footage that I'm going to be shooting, everything's going to be right there. Files, just copies it to your library. Keys, just everything. For the most part, all of this stuff is just going to stay the same, right? Transcoding. Now, if you want to make proxies, I can go into that on another video. I can teach you how to make proxies and do the whole thing that way. But for the sake of this video, I am not going to show you the proxies right now. We can do the proxies later. All of this other stuff, you just kind of leave it as is. It's not you know, it's not as important like once you get in there and start messing with it. So right here, we're going to import the selected footage. Boom, we got it all right here. So look, now we have our clean 4K timeline. We have our clean, as you can see over here, we got 4K footage, Rec 709, beautiful, beautiful. And this is if you go right up here to your library, you're able to see your project right here. Then you're able to see all the footage that you have right here. And then right here, you have your file and your folder as film. Easy. Now you have your tips, you have your file, films. That's it. Then if you want to start going into your project, you can just start, you know, boom, drop it in there, do your song, all that good stuff, boom. But you know what, that's a video for another time, so we're gonna go into that a little bit later. But anyways guys, I hope that was helpful. I hope you know how to organize your stuff already. And you know what, just for the sake, we're gonna go ahead and import one more thing. I'm gonna show you, you know what, let's do this. I'm gonna show you the other way now. Come up here, we're gonna go to import, we're gonna go to media, and let's say you have the song as well, right? So I organize a song in here as well. Boom, songs right here. You can go up here to your new event and you're gonna name this music. Okay, music. So now, boom, import it, and there you go. You not only do you have your library right over here with your project right here, you also have your audio, you have your film. All of this is going to be found under your project, under your library, and then right over here we have separate folders for both. Easy way to just organize and keep your stuff nice and clean, so that way if let's say you're done working on a project and you're ready to get rid of certain film or certain footage of a solo project itself, you can just right click on here and you can move event to trash. And what that's going to do is delete all the footage that you have in there. Boom, it's going to delete all your footage. Obviously this is right here, but it's going to go away here in a bit. So that's just going to delete, and boom, media moving to trash. There you go. Anyways guys, that is it. That is the tutorial, the tip and trick. Thank you for tuning into Final Cut Friday. We got more coming. Blessings.